Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live. Hang on, they can't hear you because OBS decided again to change what it's listening to. I don't know why it keeps doing this, but now they can hear you.
Is Craig in OBS?
I don't know.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to In Grover Green, the Changeling the Lost Chronicle that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I'm your storyteller for the evening, and joining me tonight is William.
Hi, I'm William. I'm playing Phage, the Ogre Gristle Grinder. Jack, you need to specify which Craig, because one of them will be watching this eventually, and he's going to think you just fucking called him an asshole who breaks shit. Also, my Olympic sport is Blood Bowl.
Oh, okay. Also, Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, Beast Windwing. My Olympic sport is downhill cheese tracing.
Oh, okay. Good stuff. Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm going to be playing Liz, the Wizened Oracle. And my Olympic sport would be underwater basket weaving.
Okay, all right. Going with a classic. I can appreciate that. Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I am playing Mira Ferrist Kyrugan, and my Olympic sport would be Yu-Gi-Oh! Turbo Duels. Yes, those are the ones with motorcycles.
Okay.
Card game on motorcycles.
Heck yeah. John.
I'm John. I'm playing Akujin, the Ogre Metal Flesh Blood Brute, and my Olympic sport is Blaseball.
Naturally. And Jeremy.
Hello, my name is Jeremy. I am playing Adele Elizabeth Hamilton, Darkling Gravewhite, and appropriately to the character and to the player, I am a gold medalist at marathon horror watching.
Okay. Valid choices all.
Are you in the chain smoking division or the non-smoking division?
Oh, of course, the chain smoking division.
Right. But as the new year approaches for the Motley Unlikely, they currently find themselves in a snowy parking lot, faces stung by a cold wind, and ass-deep in bloodthirsty hobgoblins. Mira sits behind the steering wheel of a minivan, facing down a flailing crowd of blade-swinging enemies, and the vehicle's radio clicks on. When chill winds blow across the water, when ice coats the walls and windows, when frost creeps into every corner, then is the time to bury your heart in the frozen wood. When the trees clutch naked fingers towards the gray sky, when the air bites with iron cold teeth, when the earth sleeps under her pale quilt, then is the time of slow flowing blood, of secrets that kill, of dreams lost under soil and root. The time, they say, of sprites and goblins. And we begin where we left off, which is on the Hobgoblins initiative, as they yell, "For the queen! For the queen!" and begin swinging their blades and leaping upon whoever they can reach. Two of them jump on Castor, the guy with the extended upper appendages, and slam him into the ground. One of them rips his arm to the side and raises a cleaver and then stops. Useless! Squirmy bits don't work! And then they kick him away and leap towards the rest of you. Liz.
Yep.
One of them's gonna take a swing at you. What's your defense?
Oh, okay. 3.
3.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh, my notes are all water got on my ink page. Okay, that's good.
Uh-oh. That ain't good.
No.
You take 2 lethal as
Okay.
this blade rips out and sinks into your upper arm, carving a deep gash. Akujin, you're taking an attack as well. What's your defense?
My defense is 2. My melee armor is also 2.
So total of -4. Yep, comes out and you just shift your position to where the blade just clunks against the exposed metal, and the armor of your weird and your mantle just
sort of catch the knife in my hand that is currently made of metal.
Mm-hmm. And no damage taken. Phage, you're getting 1 as well.
I will take a brawling dodge, which will make my defense 4.
Okay. You don't have any armor, right?
No.
All right. They manage to, as you shift position and try and make yourself as difficult a target to hit, they do manage to score a strike on you. And Adele, you made it outside, so
Is
one
that
of them
lethal?
Yes, this is all lethal damage because these are bladed weapons.
For whatever it's worth, for the one I did punch the one that was previously trying to attack Adele. If it would come after me instead.
Yeah, no, this is a different one.
Okay.
There's still about 12 of these fuckers because only a few broke off to try and cut Mira off.
Cool.
So yeah. But Adele, what's your defense / armor?
My defense is 2.
Okay. And no armor for you either?
No armor.
Okay. Somehow you are able to squirm out of the way, though, as this guy makes a wild swipe at you and you manage to pull back. But it's close enough that you can literally smell the caked blood that started to turn putrid on this blade as it whips past your face. It's unpleasant.
That's good, because you know what happens when they get close enough for me to smell it? They're in point-blank range for a little flame action.
It's true. Mbeko, who is also out, is going to spend a willpower and try and put a bullet in one of their heads. Which will... give her a +2. And yeah, she punches a hole through one of their shoulders, and it staggers back and snarls at her. Castor actually reaches up to the one of the ones who is standing over top of him as he starts to scramble to his feet. Reaches out, and he's going to spend willpower also. +2. You see that tentacle arm just latch on to the exposed face of one of these hobgoblins, and the flesh blackens under the touch. And then Red 5 comes out with her spiked baseball bat. And she just yells as loud as she possibly can, "All right, come at me!" And she gets a +1 for the taunt to activate Might of the Terrible Brute, which gives her 2 successes. And then I have to look up how many successes you get there. All right, so she gets an extra 2 dots.
For what it's worth, Might of the Terrible Brute only applies extra strength to unarmed attack.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. She's got her spiked bat, but she's no. You can apply it. It's just you don't meet the catch if you're armed. Yeah. On a success, the Changeling adds a number of additional dots to their strength for this action, equal to the number of successes rolled. Yeah. The only thing for unarmed is if you don't want to have to spend the glamour. She decided that she wanted to use her weapon, so she spent the glamour. All right. So she gets an extra plus. Oh yeah, no. Might of the Terrible Brute is a really good combat option for a 1 dot contract. Okay, so now she's going to make an attack. And spend her willpower to negate their defense and armor with an additional +2. Yep, and just drives that bat right into one of their temples, and they sort of stagger back, bleeding pretty heavily from their head. Lark, it's your turn.
All right. How many are near me right now?
Oh, like 3 or 4 within melee range of you.
She will go for the closest ones with the knives.
Okay. Are you splitting your attack to make, or are you doing a dual wield to split your attack and attack more than one target, or are you just focusing on? Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. So, of your, do you have the fighting finesse merit or no?
I do not.
Okay. Let me see what we'd be looking at there then. Because I believe, so how many dots do you have total in your strength and weaponry pool?
Total?
Mm-hmm.
3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So mechanically, your pool would be 3 split between, but I don't think Lark is ambidextrous, is she?
No.
Okay, so your offhand would already be reduced to a chance die, unless you spend willpower, in which case you would have a pool of 6 to split between.
I'm going to spend willpower in that case.
Okay. All right. Most of these guys have been reckless attacking, and most of the ones that are close to you have already suffered at least some onslaught, so their defense is lowered. Okay, so for one of them, how do you want to split your pool? Are you going evenly between the 2?
Yeah, evenly.
Okay, all right. So for your first one, you'll be rolling 2 dice plus the damage of the knife, which I think is at 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then on the second one, you'll be at a -2 for that one. So you'll only be rolling 1 die, which is the damage of the knife for that one. So you'll be rolling a dice pool of 3 and a dice pool of 1.
Okay.
If my math is correct, yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. What am I hitting to roll on that?
Probably easiest to just do a simple roll for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so not attack roll.
Let me take a look at your character sheet just to make sure I'm giving you the right information here. Okay. So So actually, no. Yeah, still make it an attack roll.
Okay.
Make sure that you don't have chance selected. You have normal selected. And when you roll, you're going to be... So your first roll is going to be just roll a straight knife attack. And when it asks for the modifier, give it -2.
Okay.
Or sorry, -1. Okay. So the first hand goes out and you shank one of them for 2. And then for your second attack, you'll make the same roll, but this one will be at a -3. Yes. So your second one misses, but your first one does bite in.
Okay.
Nicely done. You've definitely got caught some attention. Additional attention from what you already had. Okay. Atri is going to reload the shotgun and take another shot at 2 more of them. She's got a willpower to burn. God, but this one goes wide. They're apparently wise to the lady with the shotgun, and they duck out of the way. That brings us to Akujin and Phage.
Cool. I'm fucking tired of this shit. Is there a sign nearby? Like a parking lot sign?
Give me a wits and composure -1.
Most parking lots have.
Most of them do.
Three successes.
Sure. Yeah. Just a couple yards. They're parked close to, there's a random sign, something, like no walking your dog here or something. I don't know.
Cool. I'm gonna move over to that. And let me just do this really quick. Yeah.
Parking for customers only. That's what the sign should say.
Sure.
I walk over to the parking for customers only sign.
Okay.
I grab it by the shaft, and I'm just going to kick it loose from the ground. As I spend a glamour for improvised mayhem, I'm going to craft a war axe out of this thing.
Okay. Let me see. One thing in Winter Masks, which is where I think your ogre comes from.
Yes, Winter Masks is
Or the blood cousins. Okay, so spending the glamour also just enables you to rip the object out. So you don't have to even make a roll for that. Cool.
And
Yeah, that would have sucked. And I was hoping that the mechanics allowed for that. So yeah, all right. So yeah, you infuse that fey magic that's permeated your being since your durance in Arcadia, and your muscles just swell and flex, and yeah, you just bodily yank this thing out of its concrete base.
Now, it doesn't indicate whether or not that takes up my turn in the description of the thing.
You fashion it into
Says
a crude
as a
effective
standard
weapon,
action.
Oh, is it a standard action?
So it will take
Okay,
up
there
your
it
turn.
is.
Yeah,
That's
it will take up your turn. Yep.
So yeah, so I walk over, grab this thing, kick it loose, and then with my hand that is currently made of metal, I just slam it into I slam it into shape of a large labrys, and then sharpen the edge with my bare hand.
Yep, just shing, and there's a shower of sparks as that, kind of metallic half steel edge sign suddenly takes on a razor bevel.
And as I'm sharpening
you're nicely heavily armed now.
As I'm sharpening, I'm just staring at the hobgoblins like, bring it the fuck on.
Give me a presence and intimidation as a reflex, then. Give you a +1 for what you've just done with the whole
One success.
Oh, they seem to have been taken slightly aback by this display of martial prowess. Phage.
Well, I can't take an action because I took a brawling dodge when I was attacked. So I will make as much movement as I can towards my bike.
Okay.
Because that's where my shotgun's at.
Give me a wits and composure. Just flat.
Question, Jack.
Nothing.
Okay. So you haul ass away from the crowd towards the bike.
Question. Question. I don't know if it works at all, but would I be able to like incite fear for glamour from that action or no?
You can't get glamour off hobgoblins.
Okay,
You can only get it off people.
Didn't know.
Yep.
Glamour only comes from those who are not actively part of the hedge.
I'll have to go scare some people later.
Yeah. You've got something that you might be able to use with that. See, now I'm eventually hoping that Adele and Akujin just become scare buddies, where they're like, all right, we're just going to go both terrify some people. I realize that's probably a long ways down the trail, but eventually.
You might say.
We have very different tacks for scaring people too, so it's...
Yeah, it's funny
All right.
you should mention that.
Desdemona steps up and takes a swing at one of these guys. How much willpower does she have?
Adele hears the sound of an axe sharpening, just
Not
turns
much.
and runs away.
Oh well.
Would you
she'll
stop
she'll spend one of
spoiling
the
what
ones.
I'm gonna do? Because yes.
All right. Desdemona whips out with that axe and does manage to score a hit on somebody. Excellent. Well done. And then let's see what her wits and composure is. And noticing what's happening, also pulls back, sort of giving a little bit of space, almost like she's trying to draw a little bit of a line, like a defensive gap between her motley and the crowd. Because, Liz, it's your turn.
Okay. I don't like this. I got hurt. This is not good. I'm gonna back up a little bit behind someone bigger and try and shoot again, I think.
So the two biggest people that are currently close-ish to you are Akujin and Red 5.
Oh goodness.
One of them has a street sign. The other one has a bat with very large nails sticking out.
Can I go right between the two of them? I don't want to go.
They're kind of on opposite ends
Dang
because
it.
Akujin had to swing out.
Curses. I'm gonna stay there in indecision, and I'm gonna fire.
Okay.
This
Here we
is
go.
Liz's
Yep.
life. I stay
Uh-huh.
here
Yep.
between two good options in indecision.
Yep. You're at a -1 for their armor, but
Okay.
that's the only currently that's the only penalty to your shot.
Cool. Okay. I'm still on attack roll. Sweet. -1. 1 damage.
All right, you nick a guy right across the cheekbone. You go ahead and give me a wits and composure as well.
Sure. Simple roll. If it switches, there we go. Simple roll is the normal one, right? Or is it sheet roll?
Sheet roll.
Sheet roll?
Sheet roll is what you want.
Cool. Wits and composure. 2 successes.
Okay. You notice that there's a minivan like 10 yards with the headlights pointed more or less directly at the crowd of hobgoblins. And you have an inkling that Mira is probably going to try and drive directly through this whole scrum
Oh,
So maybe being slightly further away from it would be safer for you / your friend.
yes.
Oh,
Yep,
good. I made
yep.
my way out of the way anyway.
Okay.
Yes, Phage. Yep. You didn't notice why, but yes, you are definitely in a marginally safer tactical position.
Unless something
Okay,
really
in that
bad
case,
happens,
Mira's
I'm also out of the
coming.
way.
And back up out of the way. 'Cause I don't want
Okay.
to get hit.
All right. Adele.
So I hear sounds of sparks.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you hear a.
I
you
turn
hear
around.
The grind of metal and. Yeah. mhm.
I see Akujin trying to be as scary as humanly possible, and I fucking run the other way as quickly as possible.
Alrighty.
I don't care who's in between me, anything. I am the running back fucking juking and diving my way through
Right,
people
mhm.
to get away.
All right, yeah. So Adele just hauls ass toward, we'll say, the Hobby Lobby.
Sure.
It's one,
That
of the,
seems wrong, but sure, I'm down with it.
it's one of those moments where it's like, shing, shing. Fuck, wrong one.
Okay.
Scared the wrong
And
target.
Mira, enough people have noticed that honestly, you've got a pretty decent shot. The Hobgoblins have also noticed, though. So I was looking up the rules at what's required for
Running someone over.
running somebody over. So you'll be
First
making.
World of Darkness has car homicide rules.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
So you'll be making a dexterity and drive -5 because their full defense and armor apply. Plus, it's a snowy parking lot, so you're at a additional -1 for that.
Cool.
Willpower, of course, can be spent on this.
Can I make an argument that my allies are helping me?
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome. I get a bonus for that, but I need to find it. Because that is
I have a question while Aaron's looking that up. Is Adele running away from like the whole group of us, or
Yep.
I don't remember where we're all at. Okay, cool.
We're all relatively in the
There's
same
no
spot,
consideration for where the group is right now.
Fair,
So I
fair.
get a
I was just wondering.
+2 for it being +2 for teamwork.
Uh-huh.
And then I get, and I'm definitely the primary actor, so it's a +2, not a bonus to theirs.
Right.
I'm gonna spend a willpower for 3, which cancels it, making it a flat roll.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do the D&D equivalent of trying to fireball these goblins, which is
Okay.
run them all over with a car.
I like the idea that the World of Darkness equivalent of a D&D fireball is a minivan.
I mean, it's an AoE effect that your party almost
mean-
inevitably stands between.
The World of Darkness equivalent of a fireball is a fireball. It's just that only mages can do that. And most of the time it originates either from a lighter, Molotov cocktail, or a sparking wire.
Yes, I understand that there are real fireballs, but in terms of broadly available utility, it is the thematic equivalent. Anyway,
I was gonna say it's clearly a grenade because the I didn't ask how big the room was. I do this still applies.
True.
Right.
True.
you can do that with a car.
You absolutely can.
You can.
I like
3
that this
success.
is our groups.
It is a flat
Okay.
roll because of the bonuses I get.
Right. So 3 successes. So, as far as damage goes, what I need you to do, let's see, we'll just have you roll dexterity and drive again because that's 4 of the dice. For
Okay.
damage, you roll the size of the vehicle. So I need you to roll dexterity and drive again with a +11 modifier. Cars hurt, guys.
I
I'm
know.
glad
I've
everyone
been
got
hit
out of
by
the
one.
way because I don't think I can fix that if I roll well. No minus for snowy terrain this time.
No, this is just straight damage. Yeah, no.
Cool.
The only minus comes from can you hit them?
7.
My God. Okay.
That-
So you guys watch as there is a roar of an engine and suddenly everything gets very bright and then very dim as headlights come straight towards most of you. Adele, of course, does not see this. And it's like a bowling ball through pins, pretty much, as just a huge swath of these hobgoblins just tumble to both sides as the minivan plows at about 30 miles an hour straight through them. Physics are a bitch. Okay, so with 7 successes on damage, and sometimes the inability of people to soak damage in New World of Darkness sucks, and sometimes it really pays off.
I would have been fine.
All right. So you watch as most of them just slam into the ground. All of them are knocked off their feet. And they're just entirely bowled over. Their turn is next. So, I need to make a large number of stamina rolls. And the durability of a hobgoblin is significantly lower than the durability of a minivan. So the minivan is mostly fine. A little bit of cosmetic damage, but yeah.
Still gotta get those bumps taken out,
Right, yeah. There's some dents, maybe a cracked headlight.
Most people are far less durable than a car. You still make a dent when one runs you over.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. Boop. Bah. Dude. Da. Nope, he's knocked unconscious. Dude. Bump. Wow. And last one. Okay. So of the ones that are still visible on this side of the car, several of them are just sort of rolling and groaning in the snow. The other ones get up and join hands.
So three.
And then you see...
Start singing Kumbaya.
No. And then one of them bites his tongue and spits some blood into the snow. And you guys... let's see. Who would be close enough to see this? Lys, Lark, Phage.
I'm running towards a bike.
Akujin?
Oh, that's right. Lys, Lark, and Akujin. Sorry. Phage is still running towards the bike. Give me a Wits and Composure -1.
Okay.
Two.
1.
2 successes, 1 success.
Need to take that off attack roll, right?
Yeah, sheet roll.
Yeah, to sheet roll. Yep.
Okay.
It's a sheet roll, but you gotta do it.
No.
Too late.
Unrejected.
Too late.
1 success. Okay, so all of you see as they hold hands and one of them spits a gobbet of blood into the snow. It hits and soaks a small spot red, and then that spot grows much larger than it should. It covers maybe about a square foot and a half. And then they all take a step forward and just vanish into the blood.
That's weird.
There's a little bit of a flash and spark. And then they just disappear. And for a couple more of them. Alrighty. Which brings it to... Oh, hey, there's 3 unconscious ones, and there's 3 members of High Thunder Motley. Okay. So yeah, Mbeku, Caster, and Red 5 just pull out weapons and go up to the 3 unconscious ones and just fucking pulp them. So those guys are dead.
Cool.
Lark, it's your turn.
Okay.
Mira, did you just keep driving or did you stop the vehicle after you made contact with the crowd?
I mean, I would have probably at least swerved so I didn't hit people, but yeah, like, I'm probably not gonna keep going unless there's more things to hit.
Okay. Yeah, no, you pretty much plowed through most of the crowd, so you're either you're decelerating. So yeah, Lark, there's a crowd of there's a more or less slowed vehicle that is coming to a halt. 3 of them vanish, the other 3 are dead. And there's enough that got kicked up in the way that you can't really see what's happening with the rest of the crowd, but you assume they're either in similar or close to status of what you just saw happen.
Are there any living ones around me?
Give me a wits and composure -3.
If they're all dead, I don't get to swing my axe.
1 success.
You think you see a prone figure, maybe about 10 to 15 feet away from you. There's a lot of exhaust and kicked up snow in the area, so you assume that he's probably either dead or unconscious at least.
Okay.
But you could definitely go over and poke to see.
Where's the minivan?
Minivan's about 5-10 yards away with its taillights pointed at you right now.
Okay. She's gonna go over there right now and try to get on top of the minivan to get a better view of everything.
Okay. Give me a dexterity and athletics then, as you try and climb up on top of a slightly wet vehicle.
And still slightly moving.
4 successes.
So yeah, you're able to catch up and just grab one of the roof rack things or something and swing yourself up. You see maybe 3 or 4 prone bodies, but the rest of them seem to be gone.
Okay.
Give me one more wits and composure. Just at a -1 now that you've got a slightly better vantage point.
1 success.
You can pick out 2 or 3 other fairly large blood spots in the snow, similar to the one that you saw the initial trio vanish into.
Okay. She's gonna stay on top of the van right now, knives drawn, and just wait.
Okay. Hytria stalks out, puts the barrel of the shotgun at the temple of one of these prone figures and just pulls the trigger. There's a huge mass of just blood and spray and bone. Akujin and Phage, your turns.
How many are left that are unconscious but not dead?
From where you're standing, you can see 3.
Okay. I'm looking over at one of the new motley that's standing nearer to the blood puddle.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna see what happens if you kick one of those bodies into that puddle. I'm gonna go over to the nearest hobgoblin, and I'm not gonna kill this one because it would be nice to. I don't know how easy it is to question a hobgoblin, but at the very least get some information before we kill all of them as to what the fuck's going on. So I'm just going to walk over and reach down, kick the knife away from it, and grab it. Is it small enough that I can grab both of its hands behind its back and pick it up by its wrists?
Give me a dexterity and athletics. You can certainly try.
Two?
You'd need to use two hands, but yeah.
I'm not that much bigger than it.
It's about 3.5, 4 feet tall, but it's fairly built.
All right.
Surprisingly so.
All right. I'm just gonna put my foot on its back then and just hold it right there, and keep an eye out for any more, just to see, and just until we confirm that we're done fighting right now.
Okay.
Phage getting back to the bike and looking over and seeing that the fighting has died down. We'll check and make sure the 20 gauge is still ready to go, and then seeing that it's fine, fine in there, we'll just hop on the bike and drive it over.
Okay. So you guys hear a motorcycle engine kick over, and Phage's headlight emerges from the driven snow as she drives over closer. Desdemona, hearing your suggestion, steps over, sort of drags one over, and grabs its foot and just sort of lifts up a limp leg and then drops the boot in contact with the blood splotch, and it vanishes.
The whole body?
Yep.
Okay, so portal's still active.
Don't touch it.
I really want to touch it.
And you see her with her axe kind of do that, sort of like hands back, like, okay.
That's why I suggested throwing a body in it and not a person.
Liz, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to one of those. How does this work? What is this doing? I've never seen this before. It's not, does this feel like a hedge gate to me, or is this something else? This is very different from anything.
What is your clarity rating?
My clarity is, well, it hasn't gone down since we started. So 2, 4, 6.
So you're at 7?
7? Yeah, 7.
Okay. I can roll something behind the screen then, and we will
okay.
See. What's your weird currently?
2.
2. There is definitely a sense of hedge gate sort of magic here. It's different though.
Okay.
It's definitely not the same sort of thing, because your classic hedge gate stays open for a certain number of rounds and you can actually like see through it, and it has to be in a doorway shaped location of some sort. So this is not that.
Okay.
But it's definitely got that feel of a liminal space between dimensions that can take travel. You don't know what the criteria are, because there's usually, like, you know, for your classic hedge gate that you guys make on a regular basis, it's I invest some weird magic into this and it opens and then I can step through. There are other hedge gates where anybody can conceivably open them, whether you're a changeling, a human, an animal even, you know, as long as you perform the proper criteria, meet the conditions, and more or less pay the cost, pay the toll, and the weird recognizes that the cost has been paid and opens the door.
That's the one we have at our base with the nail clipper thing.
Yep.
Exactly. That sort of thing. Yeah.
Sorry.
Conceivably, anybody could come, clip their fingernail, drop it in, and open the door to your hollow, which is why you keep that shit secret.
Okay.
So this feels like kind of that second one a little more.
All right.
But you definitely don't have any idea what the proper procedure would be for tripping through this one. Although apparently touching it with a hobgoblin
We'll do
at least works for that hobgoblin. You don't know if that was right. You don't know if you directly touching it would also meet that same criteria and you'd go, but
well, I have a bunch of junk in my pocket at all times. So
yes, you do.
Pull out a thing of lint or a slightly dented golf ball or something, and I drop it on the spot to see if it goes through.
More dented than an
sure.
golf ball?
We'll say that no, those are not dents; those are dimples.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You say dimples.
So yeah,
I'd say small.
We'll say you've got a cracked golf ball, and you hold it out and you drop it, and it goes into
the snow,
blood slush, right?
Okay,
and sits there.
Okay,
and definitely does not go anywhere.
Okay, all right.
So that's about what you have time for on your turn.
Cool.
Adele still running, I assume.
Yeah. How far away am I so far?
What's your speed?
That's a good question.
It's down by size and defense and armor and shit.
9.
9. You are.
I'm fairly quick.
I was gonna say you're not slow. You're most of the way across the parking lot to the sort of sidewalk, storefronts, strip mall.
So I'm not there yet. Yeah, I'm still running.
So Jeremy, this is amusingly appropriate. My speed is 10.
That
just that's slightly faster.
Isn't the horror monster thing
of course
low, but it never stops, so it will eventually
it depends. There are fast examples.
It's either slow but always arrives, or slightly faster than you.
I like to refer. No, you're the Freddy Krueger speed one, where you just you'll run and then they'll just turn around a corner in front of you.
Yep.
Yes, I am running and trying to find a way to get into that storefront.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, at the end of this turn,
to
more
and
or less,
including throwing shit through windows.
Okay. So at the end of this this turn, we'll say you reach a door that is in front of you.
Sweet.
Okay. I mean, yeah, and yep. So that is where you're at. Mira, you're in a car.
There aren't more things to kill at this point.
Nothing that you can currently see. You have driven through them and swerved somewhat, but you can pull the vehicle around. There was also a thump on top. So you don't know who or what that is.
You hit a bird.
Oh no, the bird hit.
Either it is an ally or an ally will take care of it far better than I could.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna try to shake it off just in case.
You're not gonna pull out a gun and start shooting through the roof or anything?
That seems like a bit of an overreaction.
Does Mira have a gun?
I'm not gonna break my own car in more significant ways. Oh, it's not my car. That's not the point.
You just see the.
I have shots of drive. It's a communal car, thus it is my car.
Yes.
Also, I'm the mom friend, and it's a mom van. Okay. I think I'm just gonna stay in the car.
Okay.
I didn't see anyone get grievously injured, and I don't think I had a chance to see Adele run off.
I'll say from where the vehicle is right now, give me a wits and composure -2.
Okay.
There's definitely some hobgoblin blood mixed in, so you may have the wipers on.
Did I see Adele run off, and did I see what prompted Adele to run off?
This is more a, do you see Adele right now running?
Oh, okay.
Roll.
Fine. I have successes.
Fair to say yes.
On 4 dice. Wow.
I don't know how it happened, okay?
Look at that. God damn. You can see Adele right now preparing to open the door of a store that is definitely open for business, given that it's, a weekend and broad fucking daylight.
I do trust Adele to, even if she's panicking, not severely compromise the veil or whatever we call it in this one. Perhaps wrongly, but I'm going with that.
Fair enough.
So, at a reasonable, slow pace, I will start driving to go park over in that part of the parking lot.
With your blood-covered
Okay.
van.
And
Not
something will
covered,
shoot at the
just
top of my car
slightly
if
mixed.
there's a villain on top of it.
Sure. All right. So that's where you're headed. I need to roll one more stamina roll for this little fucker.
Please be the one I'm standing on.
So yeah, the one you're standing on kind of shifts under your boot and sort of starts scrabbling for where it can see its cleaver.
I don't know if I could do this in reaction.
Several feet away.
I don't know if I can do this in reaction, but I just drop the axe head down to right next to his neck and go,
Sure. I'll allow it. And at that point, though, we'll say we're out of initiative.
So,
Do I feel the car moving under me?
Oh, yeah, no, the car definitely is driving away with you on it.
Oh, come on. It's parking lot speeds. You're fine.
No, it's
Right,
cool.
yeah, no.
Sit down and hold on to the
Just,
side.
and just ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I reach into my jacket, pull out my cell phone, and dial Diego.
as Phage cuts the bike off when it's next to the motorhome, and she sort of grabs the shotgun and gets off and walks over to where everyone else is at, sort of navigating around the blood pools.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There are a total of 4 of those, I believe. Yes. Mm-hmm.
While I've got the phone up to my ear, let's get this place cleaned up. It's the middle of the day, guys.
How unnatural does this blizzard seem?
What's your clarity currently?
7 as well. And my weird
Also 7? And your weird is 3? Okay.
My clarity is also...
God damn. Okay. Seems normal. You don't pick up anything particularly magic about it.
I feel like, even if I don't pick anything up with the blizzard, it should stand out as odd that multiple gunshots and screams and significant fighting sounds have been had in the middle of the day, and no one seems to have come to see what the fuck is happening.
Yet.
I mean, there have been literally 3 rounds of combat, so you assume that, and there aren't really any cameras around. Looking around, you can sort of see you guys are at the back, the furthest distant reaches of the parking lot. Like they had not parked close to any of these places. It's been about 30 seconds though. And when there are gunshots in a public place, usually the first thing people do, even in World of Darkness, is call the cops rather than investigating themselves with a flashlight or whatever.
Fair.
Yeah.
But with
Tag
at
and
least
litmus test. Who runs towards gunshots?
with at least 2 shotgun blasts and a good amount of handgun fire, no one
Oh, yeah.
didn't hear that.
Oh yeah, no. This was not a subtle fight.
No.
Absolutely.
That's
You
why I
assume
said let's clean
people
up.
know things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do I know if anything can be done magically to cover this?
Throw the bodies in the blood pools.
I was gonna say, not with. I was gonna say you were. I think you were present and close enough that you would have seen an unconscious boot touch one, and the owner of the boot disappear into whatever this is.
Yeah,
So you assume that there's at least body,
Body
disposal,
disposal,
options available.
Phage will look around, get the rest of the goblins in the hole. Akujin, put that one somewhere safe.
Oh, I'm going to put him in my car, and we're going to go for a ride.
No prisoners. I'm trying to scoop up the like a sample from this thing of some sort.
And we
Oh,
lost
we lost
somebody.
Aaron.
Aaron.
That doesn't
How
help.
and with what?
Do I have anything like a plastic spoon or a spork?
You've got.
As we lose
A
this into
special-
a blood portal.
I've got
You've-
inventory wise,
You've got.
I've also got
I was
like
gonna say.
the
I
bottom
was-
of a glass bottle. You know.
You've got Nero's old vest.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't want to do that.
You can pull, you can,
that produces
Oh,
tools.
yeah, that's
you
fair.
can pull
That's
out
fair.
any tool you need from the vest.
Yeah, but that
That's what it
requires like
does.
expending stuff, and I'm stingy. What was the?
There we go.
Sorry, let me find that item real quick.
It can produce a single hand-sized tool that might be helpful if you
Yes.
activate it, which
Yep.
basically involves rolling your weird or spending a point of glamour.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my weird.
Wasn't
real
there a
quick.
specific catch for it too?
Yes. Any tools produced without paying the cost. So basically, if you do just roll your weird, can
Okay.
only be used in your offhand.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
anything you try to do to it will be at a -2.
Ooh.
Even if
I'll
you're
just-
ambidextrous, it determines which hand is your offhand.
I'm
and you
not
think it-
ambidextrous.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ambidextrous characters can't use the tools.
Yeah. I'll spend glamour on that then. This is important.
Okay. All right.
So I'll pull out, just like a spoon and a film canister, honestly. Sort of put that in there.
No. So you spend a point of glamour, and out comes
Something. Or a
a
jar.
cooking tablespoon, literally,
Okay.
with a very short handle and a little round, right. Yeah. And it,
Perfect.
says 1 tibsp on it.
Beautiful. Capital. I am going to try and get some of that so that we can look at it later. It feels important. I don't know.
Okay, there are 4 blood portals. If Liz ruins that one, we have 3 more.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was more concerned if Liz just, gets pulled
Yeah,
into
I'm
it.
very, very, very careful.
Yeah. No. Liz
I don't wanna
is
do-
taking her time. And are you a lefty or a righty?
Right.
Okay. So with her left hand,
No, she paid the
scoops
glamour.
out-
I paid the glamour.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh okay. So yeah.
So
With
both
whichever
hands.
hand then. Right. With whichever hand then. Yeah. You scoop up a tablespoon worth of blood-soaked snow.
Yeah, this is weird. Okay. We shouldn't take prisoners.
We need information, Liz.
We're taking a prisoner. And there is no room for question in the statement.
And you feel a cold hand kind of just rest on your shoulder as Mbeku leans over. And let's be honest, it's only a prisoner if you call it one. Perhaps Akujin is giving a free Uber ride to someone.
I look over at Mbeku. Which one of you does the jar thing? And can you? Pointing down at the hobgoblin.
Certainly.
That'd make it easier.
Red. We're going to need another jar. All right. And you see Red 5 come over and just kind of with a grin. Mind if I pick him up?
I lift my foot.
Okay. And over the next couple minutes, what you watch them do is Red 5 grabs the goblin, takes it inside, and there's a quick creak as full-size Caster goes to the back, and a quarter-sized unconscious goblin is thrown out of a secret door, now at quarter size. Caster catches it, takes it to the front door, throws it back in. Now, right, and it just fractionally, right, and it just gets smaller and smaller as they take it on 3 circuits. To the point where a G.I. Joe-sized goblin is ultimately held. A G.I. Joe-sized unconscious hobgoblin is now held in Caster's tentacles.
Do I get a hold of Diego, by the way?
Rings a couple times, and yeah, he'll eventually answer.
Diego, quick. Need you to call some of the boys and have them generate some traffic. I'm going to give a couple of different roads around the area. We really don't want any blues hitting this area too soon.
All right. Team Distraction.
Yep.
Underway.
Click. What else is a biker gang good for other than delaying the police response?
All right. Adele, you...
Me just about 3 minutes.
No problem. We'll get to Adele in a couple minutes.
Meanwhile,
is anybody
Operation
else
Cleanup.
doing anything else?
I mean, Phage is disposing of bodies.
Yeah, no. Basically, if you take one of them and drop it into a blood pool, there's a kind of weird flash and it vanishes.
Okay, getting rid of those.
Yep.
At this point, I'll stop the car to see who ended up on top.
So yeah,
So when she stops the car, Lark is just gonna head body sprawled out across the windshield.
Okay, so yeah, you just see Lark just kind of slowly slide down.
I'll wave open the passenger door.
So there's a little bit of snow down your front, and some of it's redder than snow normally is, but not a ton. And you had access to your jacket and gloves anyway, so yeah, you can jump in the passenger seat.
I'm pretty sure I have some cleaning supplies in the back if you want to get cleaned up.
I'll get cleaned up.
We should really all be getting out of here, but.
All right.
Can Phage tell if these things have a duration?
These things as in
the blood portals.
Oh, the blood portals? Give me a wits and investigation.
You asked me for investigation and not a cult.
Well, yeah, because a cult is you're trying to gather information. A cult is when you have information and you see what you know with it.
I'm going to spend a willpower to cancel out that -3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Any investigation.
I'm kind of watching these things. Can I make that roll as well?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. What's investigation?
I will let the group gathered know that my people are buying us some time, but we should get out of here in some amount of time. And B, Adele ran off that way.
It's just a flat roll, right?
It's just wits and investigation. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
4.
You're slowly noticing that the pools themselves are beginning to soak in, and the color is beginning to pale.
Okay.
So you assume that they definitely have a duration on them.
Mm-hmm. I think they're fading. Look over at Phage.
Good. Then they hopefully won't be here too much longer. And she sort of shovels some snow over them.
Yeah. No, if you kick snow over it, it's the same as if you were, trying to cover over, any other colored substance that was poured into,
She'll shovel some snow over the portals. All right, let's go get Adele and get out of here.
I'll grab our guest and meet you guys at the Commons.
Sure, that's the best place that I can think of right now.
Unless you have anywhere else you'd like me to meet you.
That is more or less permanent unless we feed him back through, so... And it's hard to hear with vocal cords that small.
If you want to come along to the Commons.
Well, I mean, we definitely can't hang around here much longer.
I'll lead you guys to the Commons while they're grabbing their friend.
Load up, gang. We're going on a drive.
Phage will go to retrieve Adele.
I will go to get my
Jeep. I was already over there and giving Jeremy the time to finish.
Oh yeah, no, but Phage is going to catch up. And will eventually meet. But yes, the two of you are definitely the closest to Adele. Phage coming along eventually.
Yes.
So Adele,
after the murder scene cleanup,
you good?
Yep, I'm fairly good.
Okay, so you have. So what happened with you is
Adele
right.
is not.
Yeah, right. So what happened with you is you basically hauled your ass across an entire parking lot and are now confronted with a number of businesses that are all open for business. Very few of them. I mean, like the lights are on, the doors seem to be unlocked. You can see employees moving through storefronts. That sort of thing.
You said one of them is a
and one of them's a Hobby Lobby. Yeah.
Well, that will certainly have things to defend myself with inside. So that is where I am entering.
Bing dong as you go in, and there's a large open craft store in front of you.
Yep. I am keeping low, down away from windows.
Okay.
Quickly making my way towards the back of the building.
Give me a wits and composure as you come in.
Grabbing potential weapons along the way.
All right. Give me a wits and composure as you come in.
Not attack. Shoot. Okay, hold on. Let me, because for some reason it didn't click composure. They're still the same. 2 successes.
Okay. So with 2 successes, the first thing you notice coming in is a cashier with very wide eyes on a phone speaking to someone in kind of quiet tones fairly rapidly and looking out the windows towards the front.
She just motions like head down.
And the lady is like, oh yeah, and kind of duck and kind of, takes a little more cover. But yeah, definitely seems to be, you would assume, calling 911, somebody. Yeah, right. That's, yeah.
Yep.
And then you go further into the store Sure. Grabbing whatever things that you might
Yep.
be able to find in your average craft
Sharp
supply.
thing, scissors,
Right.
Rubber mallet.
whatever.
Those are good ones.
Yep. And heading
Scissors.
further into the store.
Yep.
But yeah, you eventually get to the back with several things
Fishing
in your
line.
hands.
Fishing line.
Yep. Yeah, you can find a couple spools of
Yeah.
monofilament, that sort of
Yep.
thing. Yeah.
Yep.
And moving deeper in and eventually reaching the back of the store.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'm finding a place to hunker down and where I've got a good view and I can potentially be aware and escape should, slasher killers make their way into the store.
Okay.
I was gonna try and call Adele's phone.
Okay.
Was in the car.
All right. So Lark gets in the car and sure, eventually
Because
Adele.
I do have the presence of mind to realize there were just gunshots.
Yep.
Like,
And
going
then your
into
phone
stores is
rings
the wrong
right about the time that you sort of hunker down and find a spot where you're
Jump.
out of the way. Right, yeah. But your phone rings.
Grab the phone. Look at it.
Caller ID says Mira.
So paranoid. It's beautiful.
Problem is, it's really hard to hold a phone when you're holding things to defend yourself with.
And you don't need to put that on the speaker.
you can use speaker. You probably shouldn't, but you could.
Yeah, like she hasn't gone.
I mean, with that many,
She hasn't gone
with
first
as-
victim in a horror film. She's still final
with as ma-
girl.
Well, here's the thing. Adele, do you have a Bluetooth headset for your phone?
Oh.
That would be that would be on me at the moment.
Yeah.
Probably not, to be honest. It
Oh,
would
okay.
probably be in the car still.
Okay.
But yeah. So she'll just sort of actually, where is I'm going to I know I've got something for
nice subtle
this.
distractions, I think you're looking for.
I believe that's the one. Yep. We will do that. So I'm a lot harder to see as I sort of melt back into the cabinets.
Yep.
Pick up the phone.
Okay.
Yes. Your getaway driver is here out front.
Busy at the moment.
Would you prefer to actually get away from him, or do you want to wait in there and explain what happened to the police?
Is he in the car?
He is not in the car, and I'm going to leave as soon as you get in the car. The only people in the car are me and Lark.
Pull around back.
Okay.
I'm going to find some way
And
to
I will
exit
go around
to the
back. If I
employee
see a
area.
page coming up, I will dial her.
Okay. Yeah, give me a dexterity and stealth.
Okay.
With Night's little distractions on, you need a success to manage to sneak your way through and find, find the loading dock, more or less,
Right.
Yeah.
I will spend a willpower on this.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, with zero trouble, you manage to maneuver your way through the you manage to find it, work your way through the back rooms, find a loading dock, and nobody even notices. And eventually a pair of headlights come around and there's the minivan.
All right. I will come up, very quickly get in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna call Phage and ask her to burn the security tapes with Thunder thing, but I don't have time now, so I'm just gonna start leaving. leaving the parking lot at parking lot speeds and then getting on highway, freeway, something, and going.
Okay.
I'm
Can
sorry
I-
to the people I'm ditching, but
I mean, you're the only other person who you're leaving behind who would have been in that vehicle would be Liz.
Yep, that's okay. I got a plan. It's
Acceptable losses.
It's okay. Liz can just steal Adele's car because Adele drove
crisis
here in her
management
own
is
car.
easier with less people
Adele
badgering the
went with
crisis
her own
man.
car.
Yeah,
Shit.
Adele left her car.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
goodness.
So
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Liz
Okay.
Oh,
gets,
no.
Liz gets to drive Adele's car.
Oh boy.
Well,
Or-
Adele, I assume, has her own keys in her own pocket.
Yeah,
Adele,
but
Yes.
I believe
Liz
Liz
gets to
has
try.
hotwired a car before.
I was gonna say, Liz gets to try and hotwire Adele's car if she wants. I
How many
guess.
first dots did you spend on that car,
Unless-
and thus how much security makes it pretty?
Or just catch a ride with the other, either the other two
the
vehicles
person with a
who
motorcycle,
are leaving.
you know?
Yeah, the other three vehicles
Mm.
actually, because the
Mm.
the High Thunder Motley is just getting in their RV and fucking driving away with everything.
And Akujin
Yes.
is getting in his
As
Jeep,
we
which
are-
has
And
plenty of
Akujin's
room.
got a Jeep, which has plenty of room. And
As we are driving,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Mira will ask, should we go back to your place or the hall?
Doesn't matter.
Do we know if there's a place people are meeting up?
Sorry, go ahead.
No idea.
I missed what Holly said. Sorry.
Oh, I said, do we know if there's a place where people are meeting up?
No, but hopefully we'll have a chance to talk about our acquaintances before we have to re-meet with them.
Lark's gonna send a text to Phage and just ask, is there somewhere specific we're meeting up?
She'll text back, do you have Adele already?
Yes,
Okay. Head to the Commons.
we're going to the Commons.
Totally.
I guess we can
Um,
have this conversation with 3 people, but I really would like to have it before more socializing. Just because it's more polite to talk about people behind their back sometimes. And this is the part where I have to pull the GM on my recollection of the flavor part of the rule book.
Okay.
If I recall correctly, and I was thinking about this during last week's session, and the rule book says essentially that changelings have a generally low opinion of imprisonment as a society.
Very much so, yes.
So, given that Mira is very conscious of the social norms, is it reasonable or accurate that there would have been alarm bells about, oh yeah, we just have this guy in a jar, for punishment? Or
Yeah.
am I misunderstanding? Okay.
No. I mean, there would definitely have raised some red flags. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But as we all begin to move locations, that's where we're going to take our break.
I had a thing.
If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. So, we are picking up with everybody having returned to the Night Gallery in the middle of the day. So, no events are currently in place. You guys basically can unlock your nightclub and have access to a large interior area.
As we're driving on the way there, because Liz, you're riding with Akujin?
Yep. Passenger seat,
Yep.
staring right at you the whole time.
Your funeral.
As we're driving, I look into my rearview mirror at the RV following us. Liz, you seem good at noticing weird things. Just judging based on the thing you were doing with the blood pool.
Thanks.
You notice anything really weird about them? Is this thumbing towards the motley that's following us?
There's a window in the back of their van.
That's the thing that they were passing the goblin through. Yeah. I meant more like as individuals, because the whole capturing humans and putting them in jars has kind of got me on edge.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know if you noticed anything else weird about them.
No. Not. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm watching you right now.
I'm used to it. Just thought I'd ask. Continue driving.
Keep doing that. Now I'm distracted. This is annoying. I get crankier.
As Lark is riding in the car, she's going to send an ominous text to Barnaby and just say, how do you get blood out of fabric?
Within about 30 seconds, you get a phone call. It's Barnaby.
The answer is white vinegar, brother.
Hello?
Hi, just wanted to check in.
I'm alive.
Okay, that's literally all I really needed to know. And
I wouldn't
then
be texting if I weren't alive.
Well, yes, obviously. But yeah, no. Blood is a little. It does tend to stain, but there are a number of fairly easy ways to do it. And he just gives you a very detailed description on his 3 preferred favorite methods with literally no. You guys are both Autumn Court members. This is not a concerning question. This is a normal ass question. Yeah. But yeah, he gives you a few answers.
She really just wanted to know also.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And he gives you a few answers and then asks if you're going to be free on Wednesday night.
What day is it currently?
It's Saturday, I think we established, right?
It's Wednesday, New Year's / Christmas, whichever one that is.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I should be free.
No, New Year's is like Monday or.
Yeah.
Speaking of communication to loved ones, the at one point when Phage is stopped at a red light, she sends a very, very brief, very short text to Paige that just says, "I need to get a giant fucking meal tonight."
Mira is driving and thus will conscript Adele or Lark to order some food preemptively because there's going to be a large number of us in a space and food always helps. And also offer that she has a change of clothes in her bag, and both of them are nominally her size. A few changes of clothes, actually, probably, in her bag. So if either of them want to get out of their bloody clothes.
Bear in mind, you guys are headed to the Night Gallery, which has a fully stocked restaurant-style kitchen.
Oh, fair enough. Some part of my brain was still on the things I was planning to do before the location we were going next changed. Okay, fair enough.
That's okay. Yeah. Yeah. You
So
guys have a
the
bar
second
and
part of it.
restaurant more or less at your
Want
disposal.
to get out of your
where
bloody
you're headed.
clothes? I have a few changes of clothes in my.
I'm
Yeah.
used to having bloody clothes. It's fine.
Do you want people to see you walking into our club wearing bloody clothes?
Dear, did you see how I was dressed yesterday?
Fine.
Um,
Whatever you would prefer. I'm here to support you.
Jack, what exactly did the goblins say, by the way?
For the queen, for the queen.
It felt like they said something else. It was another distinct sentence they said at the
It was
end of the
literally
episode.
for the queen was all they ever
last
said,
week.
I believe.
The only things that you've heard the goblins say was for the queen, and then a couple of them seemed like they were vaguely disconcerted by Castor's physiology with those long tentacly arm things that he has.
So, on the way, using the car's Bluetooth connection to my phone, I'm going to call War Dancer. Because I don't know who the current king or queen is, thus War Dancer is my next highest level of person that I can contact.
All right. It will go to voicemail. So what message are you leaving?
Yeah, so when it's voicemail,
I assume.
War Dancer, it's Akujin. Give me a call back when you get this. I just got attacked. Click.
All right.
Bam. Other than that, nothing else. Other than that, silence as we're driving. And then when we get there, look over at Liz. Did I grow horns?
No.
Good.
Do you normally?
No. Open the door.
Get out. Follow.
All right.
I'm looking around at the other motley too, not as hyper focused now that we're out of the car.
Okay.
Things are happening. It's exciting.
Of the other motley, Mbeku and Castor are the only ones who come inside.
Okay. The rest of them are staying out.
The rest of them are staying in the RV. Yep.
Assuming that our car arrives first, I will step off somewhere where none of the other people are, and it's been months. Pass along through the channel that I know I established last season the information that would be important to my contact with Winter, because information gathering is a thing I'm supposed to do.
Yep. Okay. So you just pass up the call chain.
I don't feel like we need to play it. I fulfill that obligation.
Right. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Just kind of a brief report of what happened.
Yeah, both situations. Both.
Okay.
I assume someone already knows about the new people. The contact with the new people and my observations there, and the fight that directly preceded it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yep. Yeah. No, we can assume that all necessary reports are made to Winter from Mira. That's easy enough. Okay. So, are there any objections to basically Mbeku, Castor and Akujin we're just going to say that everybody's more or less in the main room, the standard show hall, and since there were references to food, I assume people maybe are getting drinks and food.
Mira has made sure food and drinks are available, though the expensive stuff is not currently on offer unless someone wants to pay for it.
Exactly. Fair enough.
Phage is also not partaking at the moment because the food she needs to be in vast quantities, and she's not going to take that from the Night Gallery stores. She's just going to raid several fast food places later.
Okay, no problem.
So, first question, am I allowed in the Night Gallery?
I will ask Adele.
I mean, technically speaking, Mira's the one with the keys right now. Because Phage tossed her the keys to lock up last night.
And I arrived first. So having passed along my concerns about the newbies, I will say to Adele, I wasn't around for exactly what happened, but should we be keeping Akujin away for now, or are you still okay? Sorry.
Series of hand signs.
No, nothing's changed. We're fine. At least by all of your assessment, fine, and I am willing to see that through.
You realize that I believe you and agree with you, right?
I do. And I appreciate that.
And even if I were to be charitable and agree with other people, I think something went wrong on his end. Anyway, then Akujin is allowed it.
Okay. Castor kind of looks around as he comes inside. All right. Yeah, I see what they were talking about with.
We fixed it up.
Everything. Mm-hmm.
Much worse looking.
Mbeku kind of smiles. These are much more luxurious settings than we're used to where we come from. So we didn't quite know what to expect, I suppose.
To get a little bit of important information on the table, can we go ahead and get our friend not back up to full size, but up to large enough to be heard?
Right, yes. I'll be right back.
You got a room we can strap him to a chair in?
We have to do that here. Whatever.
I mean, do you have another place you'd rather interrogate a hobgoblin? Someplace out in the open, where humans can see. No?
I want to get this interrogation over with as quickly as possible so I'm not holding someone else captive for long.
Precisely.
As long as my concerns are heard and you understand the perspective I am representing here.
What if we stay in the lobby? Because that's not like in the hall quite.
The further in you go, the easier any sound is muffled. Right?
Again, I'm going to just ask the GM if I'm understanding the lore of these things correctly, that bringing a different kind of fey creature, especially a hostile one, to the commons is
Yeah. it
if
feels
not a
weird.
direct breach of the rules, pretty.
It's dicey. Yeah.
Especially from like a winter perspective where you hide these things.
Yeah. The give me a wits and politics on that side of things.
Oh, I'm so smart. I'm
Jack,
so smart.
would I have had a better place to take him? Because I suggested the commons because that's the safe place that Akujin would know.
That is a chance roll. Yeah, no, but not a botch.
Okay. Akujin, you can give me a wits and streetwise.
As far as Adele's concerned, we're already letting one in. Why not the others?
I mean, would Phage need to make a politics roll for this? Because her perspective is, this is a threat to the Keyhold, this goblin invasion, and thus should be dealt with immediately, regardless of location.
It's like it's probably getting out of
If
here.
he was here initially, I'd agree. But okay, go.
Sorry. Yeah.
You can make a wits and politics as well, Phage, if you want.
Sure.
Also, Summer Court, and Summer Court probably views this whole as a very different way from everyone else.
I got nothing, damn it. I actually have politics, if that makes any difference.
No, I like this because everybody's like, it's fine, and it drags him in then.
I have one on my wits streetwise.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm assuming not succeeding my role doesn't mean I suddenly am okay with it.
No.
This means I don't know
Obviously.
anything else.
Right, yeah.
I was joking, yeah.
Yeah. So, Akujin, there are a number of places where you can interrogate somebody that they won't necessarily be able to know or advertise their that they're being interrogated.
But specifically
Generally, you
a
have
hobgoblin.
Right. I mean, if you're looking for a place where you can interrogate somebody without anybody knowing, hollows are great for that sort of thing, because it's your own little pocket dimension, kind of thing.
But I don't have one, and I wouldn't think
right.
to ask somebody else for theirs. So
right, yeah.
Well, actually, that's a great thing if I think of that then. So like in the middle of the rewinding back a little bit back to where Akujin was being like, "Do you have any other places to go that humans won't see, like a hollow or something?" Because that'd be great, but I don't have one.
I'm strongly opposed to the idea of bringing to a personal space of ours.
Are there any nearby? Fuck it. I look over at what's Mbaku. Sorry, trying to remember the pronunciation.
Mbaku. Yep.
Mbaku.
Mbaku is from Wakanda.
That's right. Yes. Mbaku is Wakanda. Mbaku is this one.
Yes.
Do you mind if we have this interrogation in your van? Actually.
Yeah. Makes sizing them up a little faster.
That works.
Back we go. Caster kind of casts a longing look around at the interior, and then glances at Phage and just kind of goes,
"I'll get you a drink." And what do you like?
Vodka.
I'll grab a vodka.
And they troop everybody back out to the van. So yeah, you guys step in. There's that that weird, unfamiliar shifting of your body decreasing significantly in mass as you push through the door. But they feed the hobgoblin back in the reverse.
I stop and I go to my Jeep and grab a machete off the bike in the back and bring it into the RV with me.
Okay. All right.
And so I'd like to take first crack if you don't mind.
Sure.
As you bring the machete in, Akujin,
Yeah.
Red 5 is standing there. Ooh. She kind of chews her bottom lip a minute. Can I?
Toss it up, grab it. It's sheathed right now. Toss it up, grab it, and hand it over.
She kind of reaches out for it a minute and then pulls her hand back, hands you the spiked bat.
Take the spiked bat.
Right. And then she looks at it and she just gives it a few test swings and stuff and then trades you back for it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Not back up to full size if you don't mind. I just want to be able to hear him.
Yeah, we can stop a step shy. But they Red just kind of gestures for you all to follow and goes down the hall and takes you up the stairs. There's a whole second floor to this place. And she leads you about halfway down, turns a left, and opens up, and there's a padded room. There's a bunk on one side, and heavily insulated. Single window, very small, kind of looking out. And this is the quiet room. So we can just put him in a chair or something.
Oh,
and there's
if you don't mind handing him to me for a moment.
And they drag him in, and he's about half sized at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So Phage, you definitely tower over him. It's kind of he's about the size of a toddler, more or less.
Yeah, so Phage would like to just pick him up by the scruff and just hold him up in front of her face.
He's awake now, but they have a dirty rag tied over his mouth.
And she looks at him. You and your friends stabbed me a bit, she says as she looks down at the still present wounds. And when I am injured, I get angry. And more than angry, I get fucking hungry. So if you don't tell me what the fuck I want to know, I'm going to fucking eat you.
I lean over. You got to remove the rag.
I take the rag out. Now, why
you get 5?
Why the fuck are you and your goblins attacking the keyhold?
Need supplies.
Who the fuck is the queen?
Queen Gracie.
Does that name ring of any bells?
None whatsoever.
Okay.
Does anyone have a particular third question they need to ask?
I want to. This is an unconventional way of using this merit, but I have the market sense merit. Would that be at all applicable here?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Market sense is more about understanding deals and bargains and that sort of thing for the most part. Let me look at the actual text on it just to be on the safe side, though.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit disappointed that the goblin didn't respond to Fade with, nope, there's 2 left. While this is going on, I walk over to Liz and drop all of my weaponry, my gained weaponry in her lap.
I watched him for you.
Thank
I
you.
watched him for you.
But after asking those 2 questions, Phage looks over her shoulder at Akujin and everyone else to see if any of them have any questions they need to ask.
Jack, would I have anything relevant that the summer court would want to know, or that War Dancer would want to know specifically?
I mean, your best ideas are all like, okay, summer is the battle court.
Yeah.
Tactics, deploy. Is there any tactical information we can pull out of this?
So I'll look over his shoulder. I'll look over Phage's shoulder. How many of you are there?
Countless.
Is that because you lost count?
Can't lose it. You never found it.
Which gives me the information I needed.
Maybe don't spend our third question asking the same thing again. Or-
You have one more question to ask.
Yeah.
I offer my hands up.
I don't know. Would my court stuff give me any benefits to knowing what good information gathering is? Because I'm dumb.
They've been across the city, fingers and other and mugging and trying to think of a good question. As this is putting things together.
We could ask. Wait, no, I don't know about that.
I mean, I as a player am forgetting a lot of stuff that might be relevant. So if someone has a question that Phage might know to ask.
Phage and Liz were both there when the blood thing happened, so they could potentially want to ask about how they did that or what that was, but
yeah.
I don't think there's any better questions that anyone has at the moment, so that's fair. So in her same style of asking questions, what the fuck was that blood portal your friends used?
That's homecoming. All done.
I look over my shoulder at everyone else. Does anyone have any major objections if I eat this fucker?
I was gonna say, I need to apologies. I need to borrow some of that back because I grabbed some of the line and walk over and start wrapping it around. We're done. Looking at the goblin.
Phage is going to eat that. Please don't cover it in lye first.
And his eyes go wide. You broke the rules. You broke the rules. And all of a sudden, his teeth just start falling out of his mouth. Just one by one, all the way down to the roots. And you see his legs start to kick, and the lower part of his legs begins to fray and split into some sort of fibrous plant material. One of his eyes turns into a stone and just splits down the middle. And as his jaw drops and begins to crumble away, there's a clink, clink, clink as some metal object falls out of this now disintegrating hobgoblin.
I'm going for that.
Adele, go ahead and give me a intelligence and occult.
Can I?
-2.
Yeah, saw that coming.
Phage looks down at the pile. I wasn't actually going to eat him. I did say that.
No, I
only if he didn't tell me
think
what I wanted.
Adele asked a sixth question, and that triggered something.
Ah.
Do I know what the fuck that was? Or is? Or...
Yeah, Adele, yeah, you're like, Akujin hit the nail on the head. Yeah, no, he said 5 questions, and there was a tacit agreement, and then you asked a 6th question.
And he died.
Something bad has happened now.
He just shrugs to herself. Hobgoblins. Oh well. Solves that problem.
And Liz, as you look down, there's a blackened metal ring.
Okay.
Too big to fit on any of your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite so big that you could fit 2 through it though, but yeah, it's probably about the size of a quarter almost in terms of interior size. It's pocked, some rust on it a little bit.
Wait, does that seem like the normal way a hobgoblin dies, or does that seem like that wasn't a hobgoblin?
Give me an intelligence and occult for Akujin then.
I mean, I'd like to make that.
Because I'm sure I killed a few hobgoblins on the way out of the hedge. I'm just
probably.
I'm just
Do you
curious if this
remember
is
though?
normal. Yeah, exactly.
I have no successes.
Intelligence, occult.
And occult.
Ah, so this is going to be a chance die.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Natural one. One on the chance die.
Yep, with a dramatic failure.
Dear.
Yep.
Dramatic failure to recall. This is how hobgoblins die.
Right. Yep. With a dramatic failure. As far as you're aware, hobgoblins are living beings. This is more like a fetch. Phage with just a simple failure. Normal and hobgoblins are two kind of
Separate ideas.
separate idea. Yeah, right. Like, yeah. So,
I will also do this roll.
Okay.
So she's like looking down at it. The fuck was that?
2.
2 successes, Adele.
Yeah.
This is like there's some overlap. Fetches, of course, being something that is designed to pass without notice, so that
Right.
something that's been missing. The idea that you could construct a hobgoblin is, I mean, while it's not unheard of, I mean, this could just be, this is a weird type of hobgoblin, and when they die, they disintegrate rather than leaving a body. Or it might be some sort of fetch-like entity.
Some special thing that, might have been created by something and seems like it's something, but is actually something else, you mean?
Right.
But was still
Okay.
affected by the agreement it made?
I was gonna say, but yeah, there you are very convinced, however, that what killed this thing was that the agreement was broken, and And as you're considering that, go ahead and give me a wits and composure +1.
All of us are
Just Adele. You kind of tap your lips and think about it, and then you glance down, and there is a black ring tattooed on your palm.
It's suddenly there that I have not previously been aware of.
Yep.
It's the black spot.
It's almost identical in size and shape to the one that Liz is currently holding.
Yep.
I'm reaching out to snatch it.
No.
All right. Dexterity and athletics from
it.
both of you.
I
Liz,
just gave you a bunch of stuff.
You were distracted, so you're gonna be at a -2 for this one because Adele's
Okay.
just literally doing this out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Willpower.
dexterity athletics.
Because
Dexterity
you only expend resources when it's PvP.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
What did you say my
Dexter-
minus was?
-2 for Liz.
Okay. 3.
Whoa, girl is nimble. So yeah, Adele, you reach out and you almost have it, and then suddenly she's got it behind her back.
No.
Please
picked it
give
up,
me
it's
that
mine.
for a moment. Please give me that for a moment.
Why?
I am not comfortable explaining at this particular instance. For a
Keep your
moment.
promises. Give it back. You'll give
I
it back?
keep my promises.
You'll
I
give
did
it
not.
back.
Yes, I will give it back, as on the caveat, since we are talking about promises here, that it does not prove to be detrimental or cursed or damaging or anything such as that.
And that you are able physically.
And that I am physically capable of giving it back.
I'm really
Okay.
feeling the trust and camaraderie in this
Hold
motley.
it over.
Akujin,
Y'all
dear,
are
this
real
would be a
tight-knit.
good time for you not to participate in the conversation.
Rough.
I want to. Can I see what Adele's doing? I'm really curious now.
Yeah, so Adele is looking at the ring and looking at her
Uh-huh.
hand and looking at the
Yeah.
ring and looking at her hand.
The palm
Adele-
is, the hand is up like
I don't see-
this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't see the palm of her hand, but she seems to be looking
Okay.
at something in the palm of her hand. Adele, these are almost mirror images. Yeah, like
And I
Gonna
will
be the
very
stupid
quietly explain to Liz. Adele was the one who broke that deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do the
Hope
stupid
that
thing.
Liz's spiritually
and-
oriented brain will fill in what that implies.
Press the ring against the tattoo and see if anything happens.
as the ring touches your skin, you feel the cold of the metal, and then it just sits there. Nothing.
Okay.
Do you
You
do
pull
the
it
second
back.
stupid
Yep.
thing and put the ring on?
It calls to you, almost like a vibration.
You shut up, you. I think yes, probably I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably have to spend a willpower point to not be terrified enough to do it, but I do it.
All right. Yeah. You slide it on your finger. It's big and it rattles around.
Right.
Yeah. Doesn't fit. Doesn't shrink. Doesn't. Yeah. It's just it. It seems like a ring. But yeah, you can't. You're not seeing any change. You're not seeing.
Lark, dear, a moment, please. If I could talk to you just one moment. Pull off to the side.
Sorry, did you say Lark?
Yes, Lark.
Okay, yeah.
Have I ever had this before that you've seen?
Lark, you are seeing a perfectly blank palm. It looks like her normal hand.
What do you mean?
That was the second option I was afraid of.
You've always had a hand.
I see this here.
I see the ring, right? As she's holding.
Yeah,
the
you
ring.
can see the ring.
Okay.
Yep. But as far as you can tell, her palm is
Like, you see a physical ring on you, or
No, I see a inscription of a ring tattoo.
does it say
A
anything on
physical
it?
pigmentation, an embedded. I'm not sure. I mean, it feels like skin, but no, I can't see the. I'm assuming that it's just a ring, I'm assuming it's just like I can't see anything that would be on the sides or the inside or anything like that.
Nope.
Yeah. This leads me to believe one of two things. Either one, I finally cracked, or two, these things may have come from my former host.
I think the second is a lot more likely.
It's quite possible.
Does anyone have any knowledge of Queen, whatever was the name that he said?
Gracie.
No,
Anyone
but if,
have any knowledge of Queen Gracie?
no, but if War Dance Driver calls you back, I'll see if she does.
Is it spelled like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Never mind. I wouldn't know that.
Akajin,
Yeah.
could you look at your palms for a moment?
I look at my palms.
They look like palms.
Does anything look out of place?
Nope.
Lovely.
So you wouldn't
That
believe
neither
me even
proves
if I
nor
said,
disproves
yeah.
anything.
You-
Yeah.
Should there be something wrong?
No, everything is fine, dear.
Just didn't know if you were expecting me to see like the blood of innocent victims or something on them.
Well, whether you see that or not is up to you and how you see things.
No, they're pretty clean.
Interesting.
I feel like this might be a good time to use that market sensibility that wasn't relevant earlier.
Right? Go ahead and roll me
Jeremy,
intelligence.
I
in
love
occult.
playing with you. It's fantastic.
You can add your market sense to this. I think
Okay.
it gives you a plus 3.
It's just the merit. Okay, so I get +3 from it.
I believe so. Let me check just to be sure, but I'm 90% sure that's what it was.
I've never played a character that was openly antagonistic with one of Jeremy's characters. It's fun.
And I'm going to be
mean,
spending
more or
one
less,
of
yeah.
my willpower as well.
Okay.
Just like, is what Adele has described so far, the limited extent of it, the sort of thing that could happen, what would happen from breaking that kind of tacit agreement deal, etc. You know.
You are
Well,
it's listing it as a chance roll.
Oh, you still have
oh,
it set on
sorry,
chance
I
rather
never
than sheet.
switched back from the last time I had a chance roll.
Right.
Wait,
And
no,
you
that's
forgot your modifiers.
We'll get there.
why does this thing sometimes just entirely befuddle me? One success.
Hey,
how
one
dare
success.
it.
That's excellent. So you don't have really anything hard to go on, anything that's particularly solid, but if a deal was broken, it's generally hobgoblins tend to put things in their favor as much as possible and foist as much of the cost as they can onto the other party. This killed whatever this thing was, goblin or otherwise. So the cost is probably pretty darn severe, depending on how this is all going to play out. You're not sure if this is going to be something that manifests immediately, because that is, of course, can vary depending on the situation. But it has the hallmarks of that sort of fairy tale-esque aspect where something simple is done and the consequences of that build and manifest further down the line.
But to me, it seems like the most reasonable thing for this to be, rather than either of the options Adele listed, is a consequence of the deal you just broke.
Right.
Sort of candy head bopping around on without a brain in it. Well, you did just break a deal. That has its own consequences, independent of broader machinations that could or could not be afoot. And cost balances in certain ways. Gesturing to where there was recently a dead hobgoblin and the like.
And now it's mostly mulch and bones.
But we don't know when that'll happen, so it's not super important right this second. Does anyone know about homecoming? That thing they mentioned?
I mean, taking it literally, probably going back to whatever their home is.
Possibly it's just like a backdoor back home that only works for them.
Maybe.
It wouldn't be very much of a backdoor back home if anybody could follow them through it. but
I
they're
I mean,
hobgoblins.
would you reasonably say it would be a smart idea to follow a hobgoblin through to its home, where presumably there's an army of hobgoblins?
No.
No, but as we established with our questions, they can't count too good, so...
I'm a little concerned that this thing looks like an artificial hobgoblin.
Yeah, that's bothering me a lot.
Which sort of, if you think of a queen and a bunch of artificial hobgoblins, I feel like someone's manufacturing an army.
To be clear, is I don't know if that was something anybody else said. Learned Adele has not said that.
No,
No,
she's just
can
going
it
off the fact that it's
wrapped
made out
away?
of. Yeah. No,
Sorry.
she's just going off the fact that it's made out of like mulch and twigs and bone, like a fetch is, not that it is something else.
Also, Akujen didn't say it out loud, but he's convinced it's a fetch. So...
Right.
Can Liz use her Panamancy right now? I feel like this is a good point.
Sure.
On Homecoming, these hobgoblins, she really wants to do it on Adele, but this seems slightly more important, I guess.
All I'm gonna.
Oh, go ahead, Jeremy.
I will mourn when you die. It's good.
I was just gonna make a joke that all I can think of is a particular panel of comics where Sugar Man says that haven't been discovered in 20 years, Shadowcat. Don't suppose anybody'd mind waiting a few extra days. And then person explodes.
Yep. Sugar Man is one of just like, he's so weird. I love him.
That's a weird role, right?
No, it is Wits and Composure.
Wits and Composure. I never remember what my roles are. Okay.
That's why you write.
Yeah, basically you get a free use of the common sense merit once a chapter.
All right, let's do this. I got a success.
Got a success. All right. Let's see what we can do for you there. So with one success, you find a light source.
Mm-hmm.
Blink into it for a minute. And then come back out. I'll give you a choice on this one, Mara. Do you want information on the greater scope of what this thing might be involved with, or specifically what has just happened now?
With what has just happened now, you mean the attack and that type of thing? And the like portals and stuff?
Goblin unwrap.
Basically what has happened in the last half hour.
Okay.
Or how this thing relates as a piece of the greater whole of what's going on.
I'm going with the greater whole.
Okay.
Let's go for the overarching thing where it'll be really vague. It's always fun.
Homecoming can mean a lot of things. And as you blink your eyes to sort of focus on that after image, it's drawn once again to the hobgoblin remains. And if it's a fake, then it had to be built out of something for a purpose. And then that after image, you sort of trail after it, and it looks, you follow it over to where Castor is standing there, just kind of playing a cigarette back and forth through his tentacles. He was the only one who was rejected from the attacks. And he's the only one without fingers. The fingers mean something.
Yeah.
You just don't know what yet.
Did they bit the inside of their mouths to get the blood to open?
Yeah, they bit their tongue.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Adele, do you still have the ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this has been enlightening. I'm gonna go put this away now, holding up the machete. That is still sheathed.
Yes.
And
Please do.
I go to put it back on my bike.
Desdemona comes in with a push broom and just starts sweeping up Hobgoblin.
Well, I thank you for the use of your vehicle for this interrogation. Phage says, looking over at the new motley.
Beku kind of gives you a halfway grin. And see? No prisoners.
Certainly not. Just let your human friend out before too long.
Oh, we dropped him off while we were inside.
Fair enough.
Well, unless you need anything, we're going to go talk to Leaffinger and see what he's got planned for us.
Inside the commons?
No. The gas station down around the corner.
Oh. Okay.
As far as he knows, he's just been on a very long bender. But he will think twice before being rude to transients.
Cool.
I need to go fucking...
All right. Well, it's been lovely. Get out of our RV now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Welcome-
I know.
Welcome to the Keyhold. This is the
See you around.
Commons. Feel free to drop by when there's people here.
Hold up my hand to Adele. You done? Sorry, my mic cut out for that. What did you say?
I'm not convinced that it's not cursed and has levied something upon me.
Fine.
Once I determine it is not, it is yours.
Okay. Let's have to do something else for the exhibit.
I did do... I'm sorry, what?
The exhibition. I have to get back to the house.
What? Wait,
I need
no,
to
no,
work. I need to finish
Liz,
working.
Liz, stop.
Yes. Not right.
I have run in terror more times in the last 24 hours than I have in months. I left my car in the worst possible place to leave it. I may have some curse upon me, and yet still the most concerning thing to me right now is how evasive you are being.
Maybe you're paranoid.
Okay,
what
we
was
can
the-
leave the van while we do this.
What was the time
Bye.
limit?
I'm
that-
assuming we're out.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
the time limit that Liz gave us? Like, when is that relative? Is it still
Tomorrow, I
tomorrow?
thought.
It's tomorrow morning. Tomorrow
Tomorrow
morning,
morning.
she'll be able to.
Yeah.
She apparently can tell you what's
Yes,
up.
that's what Liz knows. We heard tomorrow, and that was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
That was the agreement. So
She'll tell us tomorrow.
she said tomorrow a week ago.
We yeah, tomorrow from today.
That's not how time works, Liz.
Tomorrow morning.
Fine. Can someone drive me to my car so I don't have to walk through the shit parts of this shit city on my own?
Sure, I'll take you back.
Don't even say it. And she turns and goes to go with Phage.
gonna offer you a ride.
Okay.
Because I had gone out earlier to put my machete away, I had called Diego and let him know that we were in the clear but that some people were going to have to go back to pick up a car. So if the boys could keep the police away from give him the make and model, if possible, or at least just keep an eye on it until it gets picked up.
Because this is funny to me. I need to roll something for Diego.
I swear to God, if I go there and it has an extra like 3,000 miles on it or something like that. It's just the scene out of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
The way you keep it out, the way you keep it away from the police is you take it for a ride.
Exactly. Or there's just like a sea of motorcycles parked around it.
You want us to just pull it around for you?
Nah, just leave it where it's at. Just make sure no one takes it. Except for the two that are coming for it.
There's cops there now.
So I can definitely put it back where it goes. Where it was.
Park it somewhere nice and safe, and I'll send them an address.
All right.
Fucking Diego.
Swear to God.
Send me the address when you get it, or when you park it.
Yeah. He gives you an address that is literally only a few blocks away from the shopping center.
So click after I say I'll give you a ride, because that would have happened before they came out. After after I say I'd give you a ride, as they're walking off. By the way, your car's at, gives you an address.
Right.
Stop. Without even turning around. Why is my car in a different location, and why do you know that?
Because I run a biker gang, and it was either that or get it impounded by the cops. You're welcome.
That is an incredibly likely story. I mean, come on!
That's fair.
Like, just feed the paranoia.
Right. But yeah, no, as soon as it was like, oh shit, yeah, no, Adele left her car there, I was like, all right, so Diego's going to get there with the gang. They're going to recognize the car because he's seen it before at Adele's house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's just going to move that thing so that the cops don't see it. Right?
Exactly. He's my
you
lieutenant.
Can't move the crime scene, but you can move.
He's my lieutenant for a reason.
But you guys are able to acquire your vehicle and that sort of thing.
How many more miles are on it?
Like 20. Nothing major.
Minor joyride.
Yeah, before I leave, I'm like going through and like checking, getting underneath, checking brake lines, things like that. Things that Adele, to be fair, would not know if it's broke, if it's sabotaged or not.
You do find
He's
some
not a mechanic.
You do find like some purple dyed wolf fur in the seat, though.
There are a couple purple strands of hair.
It's gonna be there forever. You're gonna get that stuff coming off in like a year from now.
Sounds pretty accurate.
There's also two cigarillos and an airline bottle of tequila sitting in the cup holder.
We leave presents.
It was nice. All right. But everybody finds their homes. Phage, you're able to get a shit ton of food as needed.
And she enacts the gluttonous feast of health.
All
As is
right,
necessary.
sounds good. As required.
Does buying it from a fast food place qualify as receiving it from a stranger?
No.
Okay.
You
still
paid
spending
for
my
it.
$3.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. The catch only affects if it is given freely and without any sort of transaction or inducement.
Okay. So I spend my 3 glamour, and she is, for what it's worth, like offering to spend a meal with Paige with this massive food.
Cool. So that'll meet your guys one of your periodic re-ups for the ensorcelment. So you can go ahead and roll your stamina and weird. But the day winds down and everybody eventually finds themselves resting wherever.
I'm having a cold one with the boys.
All right.
Converts 2 levels of lethal damage into 2 levels of bashing damage. Look at that.
Yep. And
that bashing damage will be gone in the morning.
Question, Jack.
Yes, indeed it will. Yes.
Because I don't remember if there is like the changeling equivalent of like a herd. But would I?
That's the harvest merit.
Would I be able to get glamour from my gang members without because they don't know what changelings are? Would I be able to harvest glamour off of them for various purposes or not?
Yeah, no, honestly, your gang members would work very well if you do want to eventually start buying your way towards a harvest merit. Yeah. You could use them as the base kind of narrative framework for that.
Okay, cool.
The harvest merit is very broad.
I mean, I have 2 extra dots. I can get that first dot. I have two extra experience. I can get that first dot.
But you guys wind down for the evening, feasts and that sort of thing happening, but eventually sleep is found by everybody. Lark, as you fall asleep, your mind drifts. You step into the dimension of dreams like you do most nights. Tonight, your eyes blink and you can feel heat bearing down on you. It's humid. You can hear insect noises. And looking around, there's strong beams of sunlight burning down through a very bright sky without any clouds on it whatsoever. And it's interspersed with these areas of stark shadow as enormous trunks of vine with sharp thorns, some of them 3 or 4 feet in diameter, 8 to 10 feet long even. Just these massive brambles arch overhead, 15, 20, some of them 30 feet. It's this tangled mess of briars, but you are apparently at a very much smaller dimension to them than you have ever been in reality. The humidity is intense. It's like a wall, a blanket of moisture that's just draped down over your shoulders and body. With this beating sun and humidity, you look down at your feet and you're standing on top of a liquid surface. It's this enormous expanse of swamp around you as far as you can see, with these just massive trunks of thorny vine arching overhead and then plunging down into the water. Tiny little bits of leaf and tendril occasionally spool off of them. Give me a wits and composure.
Two successes.
As you look around to try and figure out where your dream has led you, you see a shape somewhat shift on the other side of one of the thorn vines. And as you kind of blink towards the motion, there's another one, another figure. And stepping out into the sun, also in this same shared environment of just deep humidity, beating sun, and just swamp as far as you can see, are Akujin and Adele. The two of you are also feeling this same sort of physical sensation. Thick, wet air with intense sunlight. And all 3 of you, your feet touch the surface of the water. You're barefoot. but they don't break the surface tension. You're walking on top of it. And you can see down below lily pads, roots, lots of deep, thick, decaying plant detritus at the bottom of a swamp mixed in with the mud. But you guys, for whatever reason, are standing on top of the water here. As you look around, you see the other two. 3 of you apparently in this same area.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy is actually not frozen. His expression was just so
No, no.
perfect. that I
Right.
couldn't help.
Yeah,
Road.
yes, same here.
Adele's trying to rationalize me being in this dream.
Oh, there's a very clear way to rationalize being in this dream.
You just mouthed something, or did you actually
What
say
is
something?
this about
Okay.
now?
I don't know.
Probably something that you all need to see. Akajin, you've never seen this person who's speaking, but Lark and Adele, Butterfly is standing there.
Who are you?
This is
My name is Butterfly. Yes. Thank you, Lark.
I take it you two know. The 3 of you know each other.
We're friends.
Cool.
And she kind of gives a wink at Adele. Things are much clearer for me in here. When you meet me out there, I'm a little less focused.
I see.
Do you know why we're here?
You touched something today, something that ties you to the greater story that's on the verge of being told. But there's more to it than you know. And she reaches down and kind of swirls a finger through the water. And instead of the rippling sound you'd expect, there's a flurry of voices that breaks out of the water. It's like suddenly you're exposed to the sound of being in a dense crowd. 6 or 7 conversations all happening at once. And then as the water settles, it just goes dead silent again. And it's just the insects once more.
I've been avoiding this place for the past 18 months, and that's one of the reasons why.
There's something kept in the water that you'll need to know, I think. I've only been here once or twice before. I'd say probably wander and find out.
Our head in the water or something?
You first.
You could try.
I try.
I resist the urge to push and hold.
Give me a resolve and composure -3.
Lark will kind of put a hand in front of Adele, like, no. Know what you're thinking.
I'm going to use my Forge's Endurance, which once
Okay.
per day lets me spend 1 glamour to add 1 die to stamina, resolve, and composure rolls for the duration of the scene.
Okay.
Composure what?
Resolve and composure -3.
Oh, that was.
Can I spend a
I thought
willpower?
that was for me to not try and drown.
No. That's for people sticking their heads in the water.
Okay, fair.
Can I spend a willpower on this?
Yeah, sure.
And so I'll spend a willpower to negate the -3.
Mhm.
And so it's going to be the resolving composure +1. Well, with 7 dice, I got 1 success.
All right. So you stick your head in and you are assaulted immediately by just a cacophony of voices. And they blend together in this weird, maddening combination. And you reel almost from just the overwhelming impact of just all of these things coming at you all at once. You can't pick out a single individual voice or conversation or word even. It's just noise flooding into your brain, and you just reflexively yank back. You only take 1 point of bashing damage.
So pull my head back out. That didn't help.
Didn't hear anything, or you heard too much?
Heard a lot. None of it made sense.
As his head comes back out and breaks the water, though, that disturbance of a single few drops coming up, there's one thing that all three of you do here. Sweetheart, 10 minutes and then we have to go. Go, 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 go. And it trails off to what you would assume, based on the angle of the sun and things, is the west.
A familiar voice?
Give me a wits and investigation if you're trying to pick anything out of that.
It's probably not a familiar voice to me, so I'm not going to try.
Okay.
You never know. You said sorry, what was the mod?
Wits and investigation.
No mod? Okay.
No mod, no. Mm-mm.
3.
2.
Sounds male, middle-aged-ish. Adele,
Okay.
it's very much the sort of voice that you hear when like there's a kid at a playground or something and the parent is trying to,
There's definitely not any individual that we
but
recognize.
not any recognized individual
Right.
that you know.
I'll make a wits and investigation.
Really curious where storyteller is going with this.
No, I don't know.
Yep. Nope. No, you don't know either. Nope. Mm-mm. And Butterfly's image kind of wavers a little bit. And she says something that you can't make out. Her mouth is moving, but the noise doesn't come through. And she just points in the direction that the voice trailed off towards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lark was going to go in that direction.
Do I have anything on me? Like.
You're wearing your clothes.
I'm wearing my clothes, but like I don't have any so just pants then, no shirt.
Yeah.
Like I don't have like my knife or anything on me or anything.
No.
Is there a we're in like the hedge, right? Or
I mean,
it
like looks
very hedge-esque.
It looks very hedgish. Yes.
Could I
kind of hedgy?
Could I break off a bramble and fashion a weapon before I go in the direction?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You can. Yeah, you want to do your glamour thing?
I'll spend a glamour.
Okay.
Make myself a pickaxe out of a bramble.
Del just looks over. Really?
Like I said, I've been avoiding this place. There are reasons for that.
Sure there are.
I have a pickaxe.
Head off.
So are the rest of you following Lark?
Yeah, I'm following Lark.
Okay.
I am not putting my back to that fucker.
Okay.
I will follow
So you're in the
ahead
back,
of it.
is what you're saying?
Apparently.
All right.
Either that or I'm walking backwards, but I don't think I'm walking backwards.
Right.
Because eventually I'll trip.
Yep. You walk winding your way through this mess of thorns. The heat is still just oppressive. Until eventually you come to the only unique alteration in the landscape, a kind of black chunk of rock that is sticking up out of the water. almost kind of at an angle and a shape that puts you in mind kind of like of a sundial. Minus the dial, of course. But there's a drip of water coming down off the tip of it. Blip, blip, blip. And each time that drop hits the water, there's a fragment of conversation as it shifts.
Get close and listen.
And what's Lark doing?
Lark's gonna hold out her hand to like catch a drop of water. See if that does anything.
Okay. When you interrupt the flow, yeah, you can catch a drip in your hand, and it just kind of sits there pooling coolly. And of course, since it doesn't hit the surface, no sound.
Okay.
No sound. Just as long as you catch those drips. But your hand is slowly starting to fill up a little bit.
She will like empty the water from her hand.
Okay. And at that, there's a kind of, as all the drops suddenly hit more or less at once, it's a much clearer segment of conversation. Go ahead and hit me with wits and composure, everybody, just to see who catches the most out of this.
I get that extra die still.
Yep.
2.
Also 2.
Also 2.
All right. So all of you, funnily enough, pick up about the same amount. Come on, Gracie. Time to get home. Mom's not going to like it if we're late.
Okay.
Queen Gracie, got it.
Of course.
Lark's gonna try it again. Filling her hand up with the water and pouring it out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me manipulation, and you're weird.
As you're doing that, Akujin just volunteers. Is this going to be like that one really bad TV show where it ended up being that everything was in the mind of a child looking at a snow globe? Are we in the snow globe?
I'm sorry. I missed that particular period of time.
Reruns, man.
3 successes.
Pour it out one more time. Gracie Arundel, I'm not going to tell you again. We have got to go right now. It's your mother's birthday. Come on.
You see,
And your
I
eyes
have a
blink
full
open,
name.
Lark.
Arundel?
Did only Lark hear that, or everyone?
No, everybody did. All 3 of you wake up where you're at.
Okay, good. I thought for a second there, I was like, so Lark leaves and you 2 are alone in the dreamland.
Nope. Adele,
I
you
take that weapon from Akujin and hit him with it.
Good luck.
Your eyes blink open there where you are in your bed. Everybody's had a night's sleep.
Without moving.
Everybody, except for Adele, gets a point of willpower. Adele, you're also down a point of glamour.
Okay.
When she wakes up, Lark is going to Adele's room.
Yeah, he's getting up and she's going straight to her office. So,
All right. And that meeting is where we'll pick up next week then.
Say goodbye, everybody.
bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.